Chances are you have worked with a control freak, or AKA, we're also called them micromanagers, or maybe you're even one of them, and that's okay if you are. That's why we're here. We're here to help you to be better and to ensure you don't fall into the trap of a micromanager and help you get out of it if you're already in it. So this episode is for those of us who tend to want things our way, myself included, and have this need to control everything around them. There are more of us out there than you can imagine because, well, it's almost a protective mechanism that we have created at some point of our lives that is now potentially hurting our professional and probably personal relationships. But not to worry, we're here to help. For starters, let's agree that there are, in fact, very little things that we can control, especially in the world of work, where essentially our main job as leaders is to manage, motivate, inspire, and lead our teams. Being a micromanager and controlling every step is just simply not an effective use of your time as a leader. And let's be real, this need to control stems from fear of failing, as well as lack of trust. And these issues are coming from something beyond the working space. So get to the bottom of those obstacles, because these are the ones stopping you from being an awesome leader. Now, we're not therapists, so we cannot go further in this conversation, but we do recommend to speak to a professional if you need it.
I think just to bring a convenient perspective, let's talk about that. The fact that these people who have a tendency to control are often the ones who are dealing with their own anxiety. And controlling other people is a means to alleviate it, to make it a little bit more relaxed. They fear failure, and when they project, when the project or the situation seems out of control, they freak out, they get anxious and start to take over and control others around. Now, good leaders are not afraid of failure. They do not panic, and they master controlling their emotions. They maintain their cool, which lets them think out of the box and provide solutions to problems without being too pushy. They give their team the flexibility to fail and to learn. They see failure as a step closer to success, and more in particular, to have innovation. Of course, innovation cannot come with a couple of failures. Control freaks have difficulty trusting others and hence tend to control other actions. They also perceive themselves as superior, arrogant, we could also say, and feeling that others are inferior to them. This lets them believe that the others cannot do as at their best, and they cannot do so, and they try to help others by telling them their way of doing things. Good leaders build and maintain relationships with the team based on trust. They trust their team and give them freedom to perform tasks in their specific way. This leads to great team spirit, and creativity comes out of which leads finally to excellence in performance, because they can do things their own way. They have the power to decide on how to do things.
Hi guys, Elena here from Western. If you're enjoying this episode, please make sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on weekly new videos that we have coming out on personal and professional development topics. Also, feel free to send your questions and engage with us and comment in the YouTube videos in the comment section below. Now back to the episode. And here's some tips to get started for you guys. So remember, it's just one day at a time, one decision, one reflection at a time. That is how change happens. Fastest ways to get where you want to go is to go slow. So baby steps. Here are 4 things to consider. Avoid being a know-it-all. We don't know what we don't know. So be open to the fact that your way might not be the best way. And as the world of work is moving so fast, be open to understanding that there are other people that probably have creative solutions and can add a lot of value. Have someone that you can give that can give you honest feedback. One of the biggest challenges for senior leaders is that nobody has the bravery to tell them, the courage to be like, I think you're wrong, or have you thought about it a different way? So having somebody to be able to give you that feedback is a privilege. So see it as that. Emphasize with others. Put yourselves in the shoes of other people and think about how it would make them feel if they had a manager that is micromanaging. And if you had one, how did that make you feel in the past? And is that really the most effective way? And finally, keep your ego in check. Again, getting to the root cause of why you feel that you need to control everything. What's the fear about? What's the lack of trust about? And just make sure it's not your own self getting in the way of you being an awesome leader.
Thank you, Elena, for the words of wisdom. So what micromanaging doesn't do is to generate motivation in people. You know, the true motivation, the one that it is not coming because of having more salary, but the one that is inside of us, the fire inside of us. Without motivation, the intrinsic motivation, there is no creativity, there is no extra mile. People work at the best when they feel accountable to do their job their way, when they have this autonomy and when they get better at the job with a task that is challenging, but is still under their capabilities. Question for you, would you replace motivation with micromanagement because you don't believe in your employees' capabilities?